homeschooled children may be taking classes at county schools. At least that's the proposal. Jim, what are your thoughts on this?
You know, I don't think it's a bad idea. I think, I know folks that homeschool their kids, and I know that just like everyone, especially as they get into the upper grades, there are subjects that we are more familiar with, and there are subjects that we are less familiar with.
Right.
And if the point is to provide our children the best education possible, and if we essentially pay taxes to support our school system, I'm just not sure where it would hurt to allow that to happen. And I know there's been a couple of different bills with a couple of different funding mechanisms, but I think it's a good idea.
Okay. Tom?
Well, I think just on principle, it seems if you're paying taxes, you should be able to get the benefits. Now, there are a lot of people who pay taxes for schools that don't have kids in schools, like
Right.
myself, you know, which I don't begrudge that at all. But I think there's a lot of sticky issues just involved here in terms of how you actually do this. I think more because once you do that, well, then the homeschool children, we're going to have to come up to certain standards to be admitted to these programs.
But the homeschool students are interviewed on a regular basis
Well,
by the school
that's
system.
what there has to be.
And they
some
should
kind
already
of,
be at standards,
assistant
right?
to do
Absolutely.
this. They should be, yes. I'm not saying they're not. It's just can be a problem, and it's a problem with a lot of homeschool people who think this is the back door for the government to get into their home.
But you know,
You read this, I mean, there's a lot of this on the internet.
I mean,
There's been
as
suits
long
and
as
everything
it's not
about this.
mandatory, I'm not
It's
sure
not
what the
mandatory.
objection would be
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Well,
from the homeschoolers.
Yes,
the
it's
Maryland,
not mandatory.
the MSEA, which is the state
Yeah.
union that represents teachers, they're against it because they oppose public money going to private schools or private individuals, regardless of.
Well, they become students if they actually
they would
go
be
to the
students in the
school.
system,
Right.
Yeah.
and you know they would be included in the maintenance of effort, which would help generate more funds for the
Well,
schools
which
to
the
provide
state would be
education.
required to up the support.
Exactly.
For the
I'm-
school, so they're not taking something away.
Well,
they're
Right,
adding
but
to.
one of the big challenges I see is because schools operate off of periods or,
Yes.
okay, so the challenge you have is you have little Johnny who wants to go in and take a chem lab, and he's walking in during the third period of the day. And now he's leaving after the third period's over. It's very disruptive for the students who are already in the school.
How's that disruptive?
Well, because you have you walked into a local school recently?
Yes,
Yes.
I actually have.
Okay, it's very challenging. You're going through the booth, showing your ID, verifying who you are, and then you get your little hall pass to go to where you need to go. But it's also disruptive to the students in class because here's this person coming in, and maybe they have a fourth period that they have open that they can work on some of their homework. Well, this is your team partner in Chem Lab. Well, now that partner's not available to help you.
Well, but you can't guarantee that anybody's going to, I mean, you don't pick team partners in Chem Lab based on who's available for study hall in fourth period, in my opinion.
I always found myself doing all the work whenever I had a team project in school anyway. So.
You know, I think, again,
I sourced out.
so is that another word for cheated?
I don't know.
Yeah, what was
You may
that,
have to talk
Henry?
to someone else in the
What was
room
that,
here.
Henry? These
You
are
know,
our-
my point is
values
that,
people.
again, we all pay taxes, and we all pay taxes, as
Right.
you suggest.
Yeah.
We pay taxes for things that we don't ever use.
Yeah.
These people are paying taxes, they're not getting the benefit of it. And if we
And
can
they're
give them
choosing
the
not
benefit,
to at this
they
point.
are,
Exactly.
and that's fine. But
Which
guess
is
what?
okay.
Can't they choose a hybrid? There's a term.
Well,
a
yeah.
hybrid
Yeah.
educational solution, so that yes, some of the classes are held at the home, some of the classes are held at the school, and that the issue you brought up, yes, maybe it's an issue, but it won't be an issue for long because we'll work out a process that'll make it work.
So
Whatever.
here's where I think the teachers union may be concerned. Okay, and I actually can understand where they're coming from on this. Is that all right? Well, if more people are allowed to do this hybrid model, well then let's say nobody likes an English teacher at a certain school. Well, let's just homeschool for English instead. Now that teacher no longer has a job. I can kind of understand where they're coming from,
I think
but
that's
I
a
don't
little
think
reach.
that would happen.
I think that's a big.
I don't
reach
think it would
because
happen, but that might be where they're looking at.
Most
Well, yeah,
families at this point are two-parent working families.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the mom or the dad, whoever would be doing the homeschooling, is not going to be home.
And I think it depends on the district. Now, according to whatever I know and been able to find out about the legal issues here, any cases that seem to have been brought up are always settled that the home district gets to do what it wants.
Right.
Can choose. And they have been sued, you know, from the side of the homeschoolers and from the other side, you know, both against it.
Well, you know, one thing
So-
I would love to see our local schools do,
Yeah.
at least for the private and homeschool individuals, would be allow them access to the extracurriculars. Okay, allow them to
Yeah,
go in
I like
when
that.
it's not disrupting the regular school day and interact with other student athletes or participate in band or chorus.
Yeah, and this happens around the country. There's all different kinds of levels. of
And
this. So
that may be good, the good
Yeah.
foot in the door to see how that integration works. And then if that goes
Yeah.
smoothly, we can look at, okay, well, there's a chemistry, there's a physics class, and mom or the neighbor is not really qualified to teach physics, so they hand it off.
Yeah.
So, and Delegate Serafini from our county here has spoken on several occasions, quite eloquently, in my opinion, on this topic. And he suggests, or some suggest, that this whole bill is an effort to get the kids to be able to participate in this extracurricular activities. From his perspective, that is not the case. From his perspective, this is truly about giving these kids an opportunity to attend specialized classes where they're best able to learn. Most people are not going to recreate a chem lab in their basement.
No, well,
Just not going to
not legally.
I know this guy named Igor.
On the earlier
I
segment.
know this guy named Walter White.
And you know, I don't see why. This is about the kids.
Yeah,
And-
well, I don't
and
know.
I'm-
I
It's
don't know
always
if
about the
anybody-
kids. It should always be
No,
about
it's
the
not
kids.
about the kids.
But
it's
it
about
should
the
be.
damn
It
union.
should be. It really
It
should
should be about the kids.
Because
Well, I
the
don't
kids
think
are our
it's simply
future,
that,
and we
yeah.
want them to have the best education possible
Yeah.
so that our
But
our
the-
whole area can prosper and succeed.
But does this take
So-
us back to Common Core, standardized testing, and over-testing of our kids?
Dr. Clayton
Well, that's what
Wilcox.
some people are afraid of. The homeschoolers are afraid of it.
Dr. Clayton Wilcox,
So,
when he was in the interview process, and I was fortunate to be one of the folks that did one of the latter interviews with him, the question was essentially, what should the school system look like? How should we allow our children to learn? And his answer, very simply, was whatever the best way for them to learn is.
I have to agree 100% on
And
that.
I'm talking about on a student by student basis, not as a
Yep.
system.
Yeah, well,
If
I
we need
agree with
boutique
that.
schools, if we
So,
need
yeah.
the art school, you know, how many people complained about the art school, and
Yep.
look at the success that thing has had.
Oh,
it's amazing.
marvelous.
And
If you judge an elephant by its ability to climb a tree, it will forever think that it is stupid.
Exactly.
well, yeah.
So,
but I
and on
think,
that-
yeah, okay.
And I think, yeah.
On that, I think we're going to wrap that segment up.
Okay.
So up next, it's Fast Five. 4 panelists, 5 topics, and 6 minutes. Stay with us here on the Flipside.